Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me again. Hey, happy Dr. Martin Luther King Day to you and yours. I hope that you're carrying on the legacy of what King stood for and not seeing this as just a day off to shop or whatever, but I mean, you do you, right? But today I want to talk to you all about mommy guilt as I get ready. I want to thank you all again, those of you all who have subscribe to my channel, who viewed my other videos. Thank you so much for doing so. Continue to hit the notification bell button. I am looking up something because it's pertaining to what we're going to talk about. Okay. Let me tell you, okay, so today while I'm getting ready, because I want to take the children to the dentist today. This is their day off, and I like to schedule appointments when they are off, and I don't have to worry about them missing school. For those of y'all, I've already put down a foundation. And so now I'm just doing, I did my concealer, and my liquid foundation, and now I'm just putting on some powder. Oil free because I have oily skin. But anyway, so mommy guilt. What is mommy guilt? Well, let's find a definition. It says here on activekids.com that mommy guilt is the feeling of guilt, doubt, anxiousness, or uncertainty experienced by mothers when they worry they're failing or falling short of expectations in some way. For many moms, particularly new moms, working moms, or single moms, the variables that contribute to this phenomenon are numerous and intense. But the area I really want to focus on in this definition is the feeling of guilt, doubt, anxiousness, or uncertainty. Feeling as though you are failing or falling short of expectations. Mommy guilt. And I am here to tell you that is real because I experience it every day of my life. I struggle with it. It is, I gotta be honest with you, it's hell. It's taxing. It has caused me to behave in ways that is not always right. And I hate it. I hate feeling guilty all the time. That is an Achilles heel for me anyway, because it just seems like that is an area, and I don't like sitting down doing my makeup, guys, but I just think it's best when we do these videos that I sit and everything, because the last video I didn't like how I was all up and down and moving around, and you all couldn't really see what I was doing. But, and again, I'm not an expert in makeup. I wear makeup. I've been wearing makeup for a very long time, even at 48, but I'm just doing it how I do it. So if you want to see really how makeup is done, go to on somebody else's channel that is fabulous with it. But I know how to do the quick bootleg version of it, and I still look good. So anyway, the other day, let's get back to the mommy guilt. The other day, I was talking on the phone with someone, and they were casually saying, so, you know, the girls are off of school on Monday, right? And I said, yeah, they are. And she said, maybe I'll use this mirror. Yeah, that's better. Excuse me, guys. Yeah. And she said, well, what are you all gonna do? Are you gonna take them to an event to celebrate King? And I said, no, I'm gonna take them to the dentist because I know Dr. King will want them to have good hygiene. And I wasn't trying to be flip or a Weisenheim or even a smart aleck or disrespectful. But they went on to proceed to say, oh, okay, I just thought you want to take them somewhere. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. I hear a spirit of guilt trying to attack me. I hear something in the voice. You know, you can just know when someone is, especially if they are one of those, what do you call those people? Oh God, give me the word I'm looking for. They're the people who they don't really say what they really are feeling. Come on, y'all, help me. I know you're yelling it at the screen right now. I know you're yelling it at the TV. Dang. Well, anyway, those type of people who, they try to make you feel, they don't say what they really want to say. Lord, Holy Spirit, give me the words. But anyway, so I wasn't falling for that guilt. I don't feel guilty. I am going to be taking my kids to the dentist because I don't want my children to miss out on school and miss out on something educational. And that to me is setting proper priorities. And that's something I would think Dr. King would want. You know, I don't know him. I did not have the pleasure of meeting him. But I do know that I cannot be guilted into doing something. So it made me think about mommy guilt. And it made me, and then I felt proud that I didn't give into that guilt. Because I'm telling you, I have a way that I can feel guilty about everything. And I do. And that mommy guilt that I read about, that definition, it summed it up so beautifully. And that's why I wanted to talk to you all about it. The anxiety and the worry and the dread and feeling as though you're never making the mark. You're never doing enough. And it's okay to, my eyebrows look crazy. It's okay to take a overview of your parenting. It's always good to look back and contemplate and say, okay, where can I improve? That's one thing. But if you're constantly consumed and it's to the point where you're just feeling as though you're always failing and it's always negative, doom, gloom, then that's when it's really becoming a problem. And it's something that really needs to be dealt with. So for myself, I always feel like, and I don't know, I know it's unhealthy at this point, because when I go to my therapist and we talk about it, of course she helps me point it out, and I know, and of course my husband tells me, Angela, you truly are doing a great job. But in my mind, because I'm just always pre-programmed to always think the negative, which is awful and is not good, and some of you do the same thing because you've reached out and told me in your emails that's something we have to work on. Yes, we all need to improve in some area, but when it's even in our needing to improve, it's hard to change if you're always kicking yourself. You know, it has to come to a point where you can say, okay, look, I work outside the home. I'm doing the best I can, you know, and I'm going to read to you some crap. I'm going to read to you all some of the ways that experts say we can deal with the mommy guilt, because it is a real thing. Let me pull up this article for you all so you can see what I'm talking about. 5 ways to cope with mommy guilt. And this is on the Huff Post. And I'm going to read to you. Let's talk about some of the ways that they suggest that we deal with it. It was talking about, the article started when it was saying back in July when tennis superstar Serena Williams, she tweeted that her daughter Olympia had taken her first steps, and it had happened while Williams was training. And then a month later, she posted a photo on Instagram and wrote in the caption that she recently felt like she was not a good mom. And she goes on to say, Serena says, I work a lot, I train, and I'm trying to be the best athlete I can be. She wrote, however, that means although I have been with Olympia, which is her daughter, every day of her life, I'm not around as much as I would like to be. And you can just hear in that the guilt, the mom guilt. And the first way, and this is not from the Huff Post, this is from my own experience and what I've learned. The first way to deal with mommy guilt is you are a human being first. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the mirror. You're a human being first. God made you a woman, and you have to put your own life jacket, your life vest on first. My husband emailed me one morning because, of course, I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to do things, trying to be perfect as usual, which is my downfall. And he texted me. And he said, Angela, put your oxygen mask on first before you try to put on mine and the kids. And it hit me. Now, I had heard that numerous times, but it really hit me because there I was trying to do and be everything to everybody. And I couldn't even do and be anything to myself. You know, like I've literally, because of the worry and anxiety of being a mother and everything that entails, and not knowing how to cope with that well, not really having good coping skills, I got to be honest with you all. I find myself drinking more wine than I should. I find myself exhausted, stressed. My health is not as good as it should be. You know, my white blood count has become very low. My iron is low. I'm not eating or sleeping. It has really taken a very terrible toll on me. All because I am putting expectations on myself and stresses. 2 of my biggest anxiety and stress issues is, 1, always just feeling like I'm not doing enough for my children, and 2, feeling like I'm not nurturing the Angela that I was before having children, before getting married. Because before, see, no one teaches you all. And if you're unmarried, listen to this, ladies, if you're single. When you get married, your life does change, especially when you have children. Because you no longer only think of yourself. You cannot. If you're only thinking of yourself, then that's a whole nother conversation you need to be having. But I feel like there's greatness in me. But I'm unable to really tap into it because I have to be a great mom to my children. They just come first. They didn't ask to be here. I gotta be present for them. I have to be present for my home. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so it's no excuse for my house to be looking like shambles. You understand? And I make sure it's not. So after doing the mommy duties and the house chores and everything that comes with being a stay-home mom, I'm still Angela at the end of the day. So when they're in bed and I'm sitting in my bed thinking, dang, you know, there are speeches in me I want to give and workshops. There's books I want to write. There are talk shows I want to host. There's so much in me I want to do, but I just don't have the time or the energy to do it right now because the children are young. And I had to come to the grips that that's okay for right now. Delay doesn't mean denied. It does not mean it's not going to happen. It just means it's not just going to happen right now. You know, it's funny because I hear people saying, oh, I miss when my children were babies. I wish they were. I don't like to see them growing up. Please. I'm so glad my children are getting older. I tell you, them younger ages was killing me. I mean, literally, it was getting to me. I don't, you know, because I didn't have the tools or know how to handle it. And it was a lot for me. You know, some of you all mastered it like a champ, and God bless you. But it was hard for me. So the first tool I would say to do to really deal with mommy guilt, save yourself first. If you have to go out, we have to be healthy. We have to take care of ourselves. And we can't turn to alcohol, or you can't turn to weed or other things to try to cope with, or to, mask what you're going through. You just can't. You have to find out. You got to just sit in it and say, okay, God, I need help in this area. What can I do? The next thing, one thing that Huffington Post suggests that we do to deal with mommy guilt. That was my first one. Put the mask on yourself first. Save yourself. Oy, the next one is, where is it? Lord have mercy. You know you're getting over 40. Make time for yourself. That's the first one. That sort of goes along with what I said. The second thing is, if you're a working mom, your reason for heading to the office is valid, and whatever that is. That's another guilt in itself. There are so many working moms who you feel first, you see us stay-home moms, and you're like, oh man, I should be home with my kid and everything. And then we stay-home moms are like, man, I should be out working. I have all this greatness in me. But you're doing what you have to do to survive. If indeed you have to work outside the home, there's no need feeling guilty about that. What is the alternative? Be homeless? And then your children, you all have nowhere to go. So, you know, again, you have to do what you have to do. The third pointer that they give us is stop trying to live up to Hollywood's take on the perfect mom. Quite frankly, this is where I really take issue. And again, I love watching the whole Real Housewives franchise. I get a kick out of it. I love all of the franchises. But some of them they're not realistic. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you really want a real housewife, follow me around. Follow me around every day. Watch me when money is not always there. My husband's working, staying overtime, working hard, working side work. Watch me call bill collectors or make payment arrangements if the water bill and the electric is due and I need to split the payment. Like, if you really want to know what a real housewife does, won't you come follow around us common folk? You understand? Without the nannies and without the husbands making millions and millions, you know? I'm just putting on some mascara. I gotta get this eyebrow right. You know, my eyebrow's looking crooked. So let's recap. The first way to deal with mommy guilt is to just, first of all, basically take care of yourselves. We have to take care of ourselves. We gotta eat right, exercise, stop turning to all this, wine that. And I don't have anything against wine. I love it. That's the problem. I love it too much. It puts on weight on you, and it's just not too much of it is excess. And everything nowadays is catered to moms and wine, because I guess we have made it a way to escape. And really, it doesn't help us escape. If anything, it keeps us even more trapped. The second way to deal with mommy guilt is to realize if you have to work from home, that you're doing what you have to do, that is part of you being a great mom, and that there isn't anything to feel guilty about. The third area is don't try to keep up with what Hollywood or everyone else is telling you should do. You know, it's so funny. I talk to so many different mothers, and it's like, what do their kids eat? And some mothers don't feed their kids this, and we just eat all natural, and I would never give them McDonald's. And let me tell you something. I don't want my kids to grow up on a diet of McDonald's either. But doggone it, if they're hungry and we have to stop, and there's not a grocery store where I can run in real quick and get them a little salad or chicken, and there are times that I will just say, you know what, guys, we're gonna run into Harris Teeter, and we're gonna get some chicken, and you all can eat it in the car, or we're gonna run in and get you all some fruit and some salad, and it'll hold you over until we get home. That I do. But if there are those times, moms, when you're just like, look, y'all, we're just gonna have to run into this Chick-fil-A and get a chicken sandwich, you do what you have to do, and you don't allow that guilt to jump on you and make you feel some kind of way. You do what you have to do, guys. The next point that they gave us was really interesting on here, and it said, remind yourself there's a lot more to seemingly flawless social media posts. We all see people on social media, and they post beautiful pictures of their children and their families and everything in their lives. And a lot of it is true. A lot of people are living their best life, honey. They are living their best life, and then there's others who aren't. But it's okay. You don't have to feel bad, because like for a while there, I was feeling bad because like we haven't taken our children on like a vacation, like a real vacation, we really want to take them to Legoland or Disney. You know, I think Legoland more so they want, especially our 7-year-old, because she loves Legos. So anyway, I'm like, we haven't taken them to Legoland, and I feel bad, and he and I haven't gone on a cruise. We haven't gone on a vacation. We haven't, really just he and I, because we've just been busy working. He's been working, and I'm saving up. And he said, Angela, do you understand? We just got a house built last year. We just walked into our brand new home that no one has ever lived in. No one's ever set their butts on the toilets. Do you understand what we've just done? And I'm like, there I go. But because I was looking at every other people's social media, and I was looking at how they've gone here and they've gone there and they've done this. And I'm like, but I just feel like I'm cheating my kids. I'm cheating them out of a good life because they haven't been to Legoland and they haven't been to Disney. And he was just like, you know what? We're going to take them when we can. But at least, what's the use of taking them to Legoland and then coming home and they don't have a place to come home to? At least they have a house. And I'm like, dang, he's right. But here I am bugging out about not taking them on a vacation. And it's good. I praise God for those people who can take their kids and them and their spouses can jet set off to different islands and do things. And I think it's phenomenal. But you're not a bad parent because you have not been able to do that just yet. And it's okay. Let's see what else they tell us here. Is there one more? One more. Give yourself room to flat out mess up. And that's true. That's anything in life. You just gotta say, you know what? Today is just hasn't been a good day. I messed up. And one good thing I am proud that I do with my children, I do admit when I've made a mistake. When I've cursed around them, when I've said something that's not right, when I have not been as respectful to my husband as I should be, I say it to my kids. I let them know, look, mommy messed up. I made a mistake, or even down to drinking wine. I told them one day, I said, look, mommy, I noticed I've been drinking too much wine. mommy's gonna have to stop, you know? And like little things like that. I want my children to know that moms mess up. It's not your fault, because they hear me, like they see that my book that I wrote, Laughter Pills for Moms, a 31-day supply. You all go pick that up on Amazon. It's Laughter Pills for Moms, a 31-day supply. And it's a quick, cute little read. No, it's not a bestseller novel, you know, and I'm sure there are little errors in it here and there, but it's from my heart, and just pick up a copy. But anyway, they see in my book where I talk about things very candidly in it, and I don't want them to ever think that because they are my children, that they are the reason why mommy is depressed, suffers from depression or anxiety, or they are the reason why sometimes I just get anxious or have found myself drinking more than I should. That's not my intent. And as parents, we need to be honest with our children, especially this day and time, because the media is honest with them. Too honest, matter of fact. They're honest and then they're lying to our kids. I know you all are like, how's she gonna clean up that mess with those eyes? But I do, trust me. But so sometimes you're just gonna mess up. Some days, let me tell you what I do sometimes. There are some days, especially like on the weekend, like a Friday night, because I make sure my kids, they get their baths. Everything is like basically regimented just to stay on schedule. But on some Fridays, if they don't feel like it, I'm like, are y'all taking a bath tonight? They're like, no. I'm like, cool, good. And the first time I did it, Larry, my husband, was like, we ain't raising no stinking kids. I said, babe, they don't need a bath. They all right. You know what I'm saying? They're not going, where are they going? They're going to bed. They'll be okay. You know, or one night, I'm like, y'all brush your teeth. Whoa, we didn't do it. Oh, forget it. You know, do it. Just please don't forget tomorrow night. You know what I'm saying? It's like, sometimes you got to give them a break and you a break. You're hard on yourself as a parent, you're going to be hard on them. And it's the truth. I cannot get this eyebrow how I want it, but it's going to stay like that today because I'm done. Even down to that, I don't have to be a perfectionist even with that, because that's one thing I suffer with. Everything got to be so perfect. And it doesn't, doggone it. Life is going to go on when we're dead and gone. We like to think that it won't, but it will. I use all kinds of things that I have to just make the colors look. Uh-oh. Came out of it. There we go. Let's see if there's one more point from I use a little bit of my lipstick, put it over that eye. I know y'all are like, this lady. Child, please. Okay, let me get see if there's anything else on here. Oh, not like making a mess on let me stand up and wash my hands, lovelies. Okay, put that in the trash. I found an amazing trash can at Target. Oh, it was on sale for $3. Let me show it to you. I'm gonna show it to you real quick. This can here, look how nice and big this is. $3 at Target was on sale. Y'all better stop paying full price for stuff and save your money, honey. Okay, last thing. What's the last area? That's it. So let's recap. The first one is you got to take time and save yourself, right? The second one was what? If you're a working mom, your reason for heading to the office is valid. Whatever it takes, you got to do what you got to do. The third way to deal with mommy guilt, stop trying to live up to Hollywood's perfect image of what a mom is. And the last one is, oh no, this is another one. Yeah, the last one is remind yourself that there's a lot more seemingly flawless social media posts. For every great social media post where it seems like the family is always cheerful and happy, and it's true, there are a lot of them, but some people just fronting for the camera, you know? And that's their business too. You know, that's what they want to do, mazel. But, you know, you don't have to feel bad for living in your truth and doing the best you can. I've had some mothers say to me, when they'll ask me questions like, well, I didn't finish. They'll say something like, you know, what do you do or whatever? And I tell them I'm a stay-home mom, you know, and they'll say, well, when did you work or whatever? You know, or do you have a college degree or whatever? And I tell them, yeah, you know, I have a master's degree, you know, and then there's some mothers will put their head down like, well, I only finished high school. I'm like, well, then you finished something. That's good. That's an accomplishment, you know. One mother was feeling guilty that she didn't finish school. And sometimes, I could have been like, well, girl, you need to finish. I said, look, when and or if you want to finish, you finish. But right now, you're still succeeding. And so, moms, let me finish my hair. That guilt that you all feel, you all gotta get out of that. We have to get out of that. Now, there's nothing wrong with taking introspection of your life and saying, you know what, I do need to better this or better that. I need to work on some things. Well, then you need to work on them. I'm sick of society telling everybody, everything's fine. You're fine the way you are. No, you're not. No, I'm not. I'm not fine the way I am. And stop lying to me. In this society today, especially, we saw that in everybody's taking sides with this Lizzo thing. And, if you're happy, fat and happy, stay the way you are and do this. You can't. We got to stop lying to people. No, we're not okay. Just because they tell us we need to do better, that doesn't mean that we're bad people. It's just we need to do better. In this generation, if you tell them that they're doing something wrong, you're a thisophobe or thatophobe, or, everybody's so freaking offended. Children today, the young people, they're just so thin-skinned. Those young people today could never have been able to, some of you couldn't be part of the civil rights movement years ago because you've been too soft. You've been too offended. They call you the N-word and you offended. You gotta get over it, man. Come on. Some truths are just the truths. When I was at 318 pounds, my doctor told me, you need to lose weight. She didn't tell me, you fat and happy, stay the way you are. You got a man, so you don't need to lose weight. But now let me tell you, I did go to a shrink. This was when I was contemplating I was just depressed at the time. And I was telling the psychologist, this is when I lived in Philly, and I was telling her that I was thinking about getting weight loss surgery because I did not want to be fat no more. And this therapist told me, you know what, I have a daughter. This is what she said. She said, I have a daughter who's your size, and we have learned to accept the way we are. And then when she said that, I said, I will never see this woman again. I am not coming back to no therapist that's going to tell a 318-pound woman, stay the way you are. Who in the hell? What is wrong with you, lady? What she should have said was, you know what? How would that make you feel if you lose the weight? And what is your motive behind wanting to lose the weight? That's what she should have been asking me. Child, I couldn't wait to get out of there. I got out of there. This heifer can't tell me nothing. I need to be counseling her. Talking about her daughter's 318 pounds. She need to be telling her daughter, boo, for your health, we got to get it together. Let me get my... Last time we talked, I did my video. I want to show you all this really good... Last time I did my video, I was using this edge control, but I found one really, really good. It's by the same company, African Pride, but this is a super hold edge control, because if you watched my last video, you saw how my edges are really short because you all watched me weave it in, right? But watch how I'm slicking it. This is really good. This edge control is the bomb. It's the super hold. Let me show it to you again. Super hold, smooth edges. Let me get my brush. I keep my stuff separate from my kids' brushes and stuff because some of my brushes may have dye on it, like hair dye and stuff. All right. And I don't want it to mess up their pretty little hair. So no more guilt, guys. If you need to work on things, work on it. But even in being wrong, don't let guilt be the cat. You know what I'm saying? Don't let that guilt still reign supreme. I call it conviction. When God teaches us, he convicts us, and we should learn from it, but we can't let it overtake us where we're walking in a constant state of guilt. You do something wrong, you admit it and quit it. And that's what I'm working on. And hopefully you too. No more mommy guilt, right? Let's get out of that. I ran out of all my good sprays for my hair, my detangling spray. So I need to buy some. So I'm using like oils, which I don't like to put a lot of oil on my hair. Not on the weave, because it just heavies it down, but can't be going around looking crazy either. Got to give it some kind of sheen. All right, guys. Well, thank you again for joining me. Continue to subscribe. And hey, let's rid ourselves of this mommy guilt. Hey, happy Dr. King Day. Love. Love you.